Hello again, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to Train Sim World. We're going to be delivering some aggregate today, which is used in the concrete business in order to make concrete. So as you would imagine, we're going to do a little offloading here and then move further down the line to bring the train to a stop elsewhere. This is a really cool train, by the way. I believe... Actually, I don't even know what the technical name of this train is, but I definitely like it. It's one of my favorite for the Great Western Railway, which is available with Train Sim World. It's really fun. So let's go ahead and hop into the train. I do like doing these procedural things. It's almost like driving a truck and flying an airplane at the same time. So let's go ahead and enter slow mode then. We're going to go over to our controller here for the electromotive. We're going to basically set it to be in, I guess, to put it into, what would you say, speed control slow mode is essentially what it's known as. So let's go ahead and set the speed controller to on. And then we have to throw it into reverse. See if we can do that here. Perfect. And then, of course, we're going to change the speed to 3. There we are. And we'll increase speed to 3 as our maximum. That's the perfect speed to offload the aggregate now. And we can go ahead and put it on start. I think this is F1 here. All right, perfect. So then we should be ready to go. So let's release brakes. There we are. And pull back. Now, as you see here, as we pull back our automatic brake, the brake control pipe you see there is basically what we're looking for here. So whenever I'm doing braking, look at this large brake pipe control meter in the center, and that's going to be the most important thing here as we drive this train. All right, we're going to throw in reverse. We're going to the offloading facility behind us. So basically, we're going to back her all up at 3 miles per hour, which is the maximum speed to drop off this aggregate at the concrete business that's along the railway tracks here. So this train is not a electric train. It is a diesel train, but there are electric trains that run along the line, I would assume, with all the setup here for wires. Let's go ahead and take a look at how many cars we have. I'm not actually sure how many cars are in the line, but we definitely do have quite a few here. Oh yeah, that's going to be some heavy stuff too. So aggregate is a part of the concrete making process, and other processes too, but we do know for a fact that the train here, once it backs up all the way, will come all the way back to the facility. Let's take a look a little bit around. There we are. I'm really looking forward to playing more of this game. I can't even believe how addicted I am to it, and regardless of whether people are watching it or not, I'm definitely going to be playing this one more. But to take a quick poll, if you like trains and would like to see more or are interested in this game, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button then to let me know you'd like to see more, and of course suggest other types of DLC or train games that you'd like me to see me play on the channel. Train's going to take a little bit of time to get back here, but obviously with all the concrete mixers here, you can see the company is probably making foundations for building projects, and also possibly, I think these are steel pipes, but maybe concrete too. It's kind of hard to exactly tell. They almost look steel, but they make concrete drainage pipes too. Almost said Danish pipes. I guess the Danish make concrete too. Everybody does. Used all around the world. A very beautiful foggy day here in the UK. It's almost noon, getting closer to noon now, and it's going to be a while till that train backs up. But right now she's on full automatic. Over on the right side there you see our meter. The 0.0% with the arrow pointing to the right means that there's no grade whatsoever on this part of the track. So essentially we're just going to roll back at about 3 miles an hour with the DB Schenker cars and main train up there. Other trains may pass by throughout our operation here. It's really nice detail in this game. You've got graffiti around, other types of atmospheric, I guess, kind of immersion of vehicles and such sitting around when you're around construction projects or heavy equipment. Looks like this is more of a, maybe they're doing construction over here, but more concrete buildings around here. But it makes sense that they would set up near the railroad because they're the ones who are going to need most of the aggregate. And I do like this game for its details there. I think, yeah, you can see cars even driving on the highway. It's pretty impressive, though I don't know if any of these drivers have their lights on. Sir, that could be illegal. All right. Well, it looks pretty good. Nice you can actually hear them driving by. So once we get back to this facility, it's all automatic. These will basically start dumping out automatically, and once we're fully complete with that, then we'll start rolling forward with other stuff. I believe the German DLC that isn't out at the moment, I actually can't quite remember the name of it. I believe it's the Ruhr, I don't even know the name of it, Ruhr-Sig line, which I think may possibly have logs. And that's really one thing I want to do more in this game. I would really love to see one DLC that is just nothing but cargo. Loading cars, like literally automobiles onto trains. And I would love to see logs and fuel and other things being loaded into train cars like this. Aggregate's pretty interesting, though, because it's actually a... and coal, too. because they're actually loaded in there and then dumped off through the bottom, obviously. For those of you who know much more about these cars, oh man, I think you're really gonna love this game if you haven't heard of it. I've been addicted to it. I can't even believe how often I've been playing this game. Really highly detailed on the cars, and the interior of the train as well is pretty phenomenal. And in fact, I think you can even make your lunch here. I don't know what the hot plate is, but I wonder if that has something to do with making lunch. I don't know. Top speed of the train apparently is 75. We'll almost get up to that speed as we get closer to our destination. You can open all the fuse cabinets too. Very nice. And really just like almost 99% of these things you can interact with, including the windows, which I think is pretty phenomenal. If we want to open up the window and take a peek out, we're more than welcome to do that. Oh, let's go ahead and there we are. Okay, we're about ready to hit our destination, so let's go ahead and go back to our camera. And we're going to fly back there. I love the colors on this train too. Black, red, and yellow go together so nicely. Just good harmony there. Alright, we are hitting the unloading shed that's back there. And we're going to essentially just zero out every single one of these cars. So we'll watch as the aggregate is offloaded from the train into the, I guess, the reservoir down below. I'm assuming that there's probably a holding chamber down here that is under the railroad tracks that probably uses a conveyor belt to bring it over to some of these facilities. That, or perhaps they use some of these buildings to go underneath and pick all that up and bring it underneath the facility. I would assume there's probably more of a network of conveyor belts to bring it through, as you see over there. There's quite a large conveyor belt. I'm not exactly sure how it works from underneath, but it does make sense that they would have some sort of underground network. Oh, nice. You can actually hear the rocks falling. All the little, there you go. Oh, there you go. Oh, look at that. They're actually held in different compartments within the train car. So it looks like there's 4... Oh, that's nice. 4 compartments for train, and you can see how they're falling out. So there must be some sort of a computer-controlled sensor that detects when it's over the actual offload point and then drops down. No animation, unfortunately, or dust or smoke, but it is still pretty close. I would like to see a little bit more there, though. Alright, looks like we've got about, what, 8 more cars to do? 1 in there now, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so there's 7 cars. That one just finishing up there. Doesn't take too long. I'd say it's faster to offload a train than to load. We've loaded trains before with coal in the CSX Heavy Haul edition, where we've driven some American trains, and now, of course, we're in the UK, dropping off aggregate, which is pretty straightforward so far, pretty easy. We're going to need to bring the train to a stop in just a moment. And again, I really love all the little details here. The grass even looks really nicely done. That's really nice. If I took a picture, with no HUD on of this, and possibly just modified the art a little bit, just used Photoshop, some people may be convinced that is a real photo. That's pretty close. That's pretty amazing with today's technology. I love that. Alright, looks like we've got 3 more cars to do, and then we'll bring her to a stop. So as soon as we get the order... Oh, there we go. High-speed British train going by. Passenger service there for the GWR. I've driven those before for sure. Those trains can get up to 125 plus. Pretty impressive. Alright, last 2 cars then. Let's hop back into the train and bring her to a stop. Let's hop back and close the window. And let's get ready to bring her all the way to a stop. So we're going to throw the throttle pretty much down to 0 as soon as we're given the order, and then hit the brake. And then throw the reverser into forward and go to our next destination, which I think is Acton, somewhere along on the map. Almost done here. There we go. Alright, perfect. So throw her into... There we go. Hit the brake. And watch that brake pipe there. Brake pipe control. We probably don't want to go anywhere over like 3. That should actually be good enough. We'll bring her to a full stop. There we go. Reverser to forward. Oh, they actually want us to turn off slow speed too. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, hit that off and then flip the switch too. Perfect. I like doing both.
Great work. You should get that train over to Acton Yard, where it can be prepared before the return trip to the Mendips.
Okay, not a problem. We'll disengage the brake. Back to red line, perfect. And then throw her up into, like 2. Alright, so we are permitted in a moment or 2 to go way over 15 miles an hour. So Hayes Goods Loop is where we're going to now. Now, if trains aren't your type of thing, if you're bored or whatnot, I've got to say, this is really impressive. I thought this maybe would be a mundane, boring simulator that really wouldn't offer much, but to be completely honest, with the ability to, if you'd like to turn everything to absolute realism, where you use the in-game dashboard meaning, well, actually in the train rather than the HUD as I'm using. That's really immersive. I'm looking forward to beating all these missions, you know, completing everything and then doing it again on my own with the HUD off completely. So that means I'll have to do everything by, you know, as if it were an actual train. So really looking forward to that. We're going to hit 15 here in a second. This train doesn't move too fast, but it is a very powerful train. I think the max of it is 8,000 amps that she can pump out to get up to speed. So as soon as we merge onto the railroad here, we'll be able to bring her up to 25. There goes another British passenger train. Love being able to share the railroad with other trains. I would love, by the way, to play this with friends where we were on a server where somebody's bringing passengers back and forth. I'm hauling aggregate. It would be a very difficult thing to do to set up, I think, because maybe there wouldn't be a lot of interest in it, but it would be cool to see. All right, we're being told to stop here. So let's go ahead and hit that brake. And we'll bring her down to a complete stop here. I thought we were clear to roll ahead, but we'll slide past that position a little bit. Not too bad, though. But actually, we're going to come to a stop over the river, which is a perfect place to get a beautiful shot of the train. Oh, that's going to look gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Wonderful. That is just absolutely beautiful. Very, very nice. Man, that is cool. Just to be able to see these trains crawling across. If this were real life, that would be beautiful to see. Absolutely love that. All right, we're going to get orders to proceed then. Acton Yard reception is where we're permitted to go now. So let's go ahead and disengage braking. And now we can proceed at full speed now that we've pulled out of the concrete facility. Okay, let's go ahead and throw her back into 1. Actually, well, yeah, 2 is probably about as good as we want to start until we get rolling fully. Amps you can see jumping up here over on this meter there. We're going to be bringing her up to about 5,000 at some point here. Actually, it'll drop severely because we're not giving her much power, but once we hit the open road, it's going to be quite a speed. 5.7 miles to our destination, then we're going to have to bring her to a stop. All sorts of different controls here. AWS acknowledgement, hazard buttons. I don't even know everything yet. I can drive these trains, but I'm still learning the remaining buttons and you know, different systems and techniques that are utilized. So anybody who is a real railroad technician, engineer, or works for the railroad in any capacity, that's going to be quite an interesting game, I think, for you. Let's see, 15 miles an hour is about our speed limit. Yeah, I don't want to go too fast over that, but once we merge onto here, boom, we can open her up to 85. Oh man, this is going to be really nice. Now, one thing I didn't know is that the train needs to be completely past that point in order to pick up speed, so essentially we do have to wait for a little bit past the marker in order to accelerate with the vehicle. Very nice parking lot out there. Must be a... is there a train station nearby? Perhaps this is for a factory or something that's nearby. You can see some more businesses. Looks like a large oil tanker up there. Or a grain elevator, or just, you know, something. Some sort of industrial facility. Just beautiful. I love working in the fog. This is really relaxing. It's really just awesome to play this. I love it. I did see more DLC in the future coming too that I don't yet have, including the Somerset, and as I mentioned earlier, the Somerset Railway, which is a British railway, and then the German rail, which is coming very soon. Let's go ahead and open her up now. We've just passed our point. So let's see how fast we can go. Alright, here comes well up over 5,000 now. We don't want to bring her up over 6. That's where we probably want to max out. Oh, really? Still not enough power. Alright, let's give her more. Let's give her the juice. There we go. That's what I want to see. Perfect, up over the 5. Alright, so we might be able to almost hit 85 before we get to our destination, but then we'll have to slow down a little bit. Let's take a look at what's outside as we're bringing her up to speed. Let's just hit max here. Throttle 8. And let's look around at what's around us. That is a gargantuan. What is that? That could be a... that couldn't be like a steel melting place, could it? Some sort of a steel works or something? No, it doesn't look exactly like that. Well, these structures could be for anything, really. But it is cool to see these massive parking lots. I don't think they would be this big. That's a pretty tremendous parking lot for all these businesses. But regardless, still looks cool. I'm immersed, and I like it. So about 4.8 miles to our destination, and again, if you want to turn off everything on the screen and just make it a realistic simulator, you can. I have to cheat a little bit as I'm learning, but I'm starting to feel more confident after completing a few missions. I think at this point in this game I only have about maybe 15 to 20 hours in the game, and I still have a hunger to play more and to learn more about the trains, mostly by hands-on. I think I'm the type of person that when I, you know, remember that this is the braking control or that this is the reverser only by doing it, that's the best. If you give me a book and then pointed to something and asked me to tell you what it was, I couldn't. But sitting in the seat and actually doing it, whole different story. Of course, you can play with the keyboard too and hit keys. This game, again, available for PS4 and Xbox. So it's really just like a dream for anybody who just wants to play. It's a pretty good one. It does take up quite a bit of space, though, at least on the PC. Console may be a little different. It's about like maybe 15 gigs at the most. Alright, we're reaching our speed of 85. Signals are all looking good. This is quite a large railroad here, you can see. Here's, what, 6? Wait a minute, there's... Well, we're on 1, plus 3 on either side. Wait, 4? Wow, there's 8? Jeez, that's a lot of trains. There's a lot of traffic here. Very important area. I don't think this train to our left is moving. Or if it is, very slowly. I don't see any smoke coming out of the stacks. Alright. So 3.3 miles. I think somewhere around 2 we're going to have to start bringing her down to speed. We're almost to the Acton reception yard. It's going to take a while once we get there to slow down. Essentially, to show you where we're going here, if we press 9, you can see there's other trains coming. Well, let's take a look at this train coming by. Very cool. Passenger train there rolling past us. So we're going to pass through this yard here and stop on the other side, right around, let's see, we're going to slow down and come to a stop just past, actually that's one yard. This is the main yard here. So we're going to, wow, look at that giant, so many giant terminals along this railway. That is incredible. We're coming to a stop up there, which is just past this side. So really not too far that we're going. So we'll be there any second. Just getting up to about 70 miles right about now. We can get up over 1 more mile. There we go. 2.3 miles. We may as well start pulling off the throttle at about 2 miles. Let's see. Just wonderful stations here. Okay, we're going to bring her down to 60. And we'll go ahead and start initiating brake. A little bit more brake than that. And we'll bring the throttle all the way down to idle. There we go. Perfect. A little more braking up to 4. Alright. So with 1.5 miles remaining, geez, I think we just coast in at this point. It's now a mile until we get to 30 miles per hour. So essentially we're just going to kind of continue with the continuous brake all the way down to 30. 0.8 miles. There is some nice leeway with the trains as well. If you're speeding a little bit or need to speed up a little bit more, there's plenty of capacity in order to just be off a little bit. We're not talking about Japanese trains. There's no need to leave the station at the exact second, but you definitely do want to follow the rules when you can, or which should always be followed, obviously. Okay, let's bring it to 5. Release the brake pipe control there. Okay. And I think we'll just roll ahead at 1 or 2. 2 is pretty good. There we are. There's no need to hurry, really. You don't get any bonus points or anything for being early or late. Really, the passenger trains are the only ones that I've seen that you have to arrive at a specific time for good reason. With trains running on time for passengers, it's very important. As for freight, there seems to always be delays with loading, unloading, and congestion. Those are always big concerns. Looks like we're rolling perfectly at 25, so let's bring her up to 30. There's a little bit of a downgrade here. And she's giving her some more amps. We're at about 300. Barely leaving the chart. Let's flip her up again. There's really nice detail. I love seeing random things sitting around the railroad because you know that's how real life is. Everything, there's not perfection. There's rail and trucks and you know, essentially just random things laying around for construction, different types of things going on. They've done a good job of replicating that. Alright, let's throw throttle back again, down to 15. Give her some more braking again. Unfortunately, you have to brake about as fast as you, it takes a little while to let off the brake. The brake is not immediate in any sense, but that's okay. At least we'll be down to 15 miles per hour at this time. And then we should be able to pull in right to our destination. We'll release braking here. Very good. We should be able to give her a little bit of thrust. Not pulling any... Oh, there we go. Wasn't pulling any amps. I was concerned. There we go. Took a second. Okay. Now we should be able to coast in and come to a complete stop. We just don't want to pass the marker at 600 yards. Wow, lots of aggregate trains around here. Look at that. Either full or not, they're probably bringing aggregate up and down the line. Not too far of a distance, but definitely needed to continuously resupply the cement company. Concrete, cement, whatever they're making, I'm not sure. Let's take a look outside the train again. Yeah, there's a lot of cars here. Alright, let's start hitting the brakes. Yeah, we're really going to have to hit the brakes right about now. Perfect. Okay, that gives us full braking. And there we go. Achieving that complete stop right there. Perfect. You could be off a little bit. This is a gigantic train. You're not going to stop on a dime.
To refuel before the return trip. So detach from the wagons and move the locomotive over to the fuel stand.
Alright, we're being ordered now to fuel up. Okay, that's going to be cool. Let's throw a reverser into neutral for this. And let's uncouple vehicles. Which way would be the best way to go out? I think we'll go out this way. Yeah, this seems okay. Climb down. Trying to get that door there. Huh, well, we'll leave it open. Alright, let's uncouple from the trains. Now, I've done this before with CSX trains, but not with the British trains, so we'll have to learn that in just a second here. What was that? Manual what now? Oh, there we are. That's what we're looking for. If it'll bring up the prompt. Oh, there we go. Manual coupling. There we go. Huh, when I looked at the wires, it wouldn't let me do it. Or the hoses. Alright, now we're detached. Hop up into the cab. Perfect. Alright. Oh wait, I always forget the reverse. When we pull down is disengaging brake. Excellent. Throw the reverser into forward. Oop, just two. We're going to move a lot faster. Way faster now than we did before. Alright, I've never done refueling of this train before, or uncoupling, so we've got some nice learning experiences here about what everything has to offer. This should be a lot of fun. Got a little bit of a downgrade here too, so we might speed a little bit. Watch out now. Oh, that's really cool. You see all the materials sitting around here. Boy, this is concrete country. There's just concrete mixers everywhere. They must just be doing an immense amount of building. Possibly have a road there. Looks like there's construction or maintenance being done on a major roadway. Almost looks like a drag strip track with all the bells and whistles around it. Oh, here comes another train. Very cool. Alright, we're almost ready to stop. Again, we'll stop on a dime pretty much this time. So let's go ahead and get ready to apply some brake. Since we're not hauling as much cargo this time, we don't have to really worry about it. Okay. Where are we going to get our fuel? Probably stored underground, but I don't see any sort of hose or anything. Okay, let's jam that brake again. Just didn't want to stop short. Perfect. I wonder where the fuel is. Stop at location. Acton fueling yard. Didn't we just do that? Wait, does she want us to switch? Oh, I see. Okay, so they want us to switch. You can do this essentially by clicking, but you can get out of the train too to do it. So essentially what we need to do now is reverse, get up here, and then roll back up into this, yep, all the way up to the refueling section. Okay, well they didn't necessarily explain that. If I knew that ahead of time, it'd be fine. Alright, back to the driver's seat. So we will disengage the brake. Now that the switch has been changed. Okay, so now we're going to back her up. I thought it was a little strange to have fuel here, but look at that. More maintenance being done. They're building onto possibly the station and a roadway there. They could be adding another platform to the station. I'm not sure. All right, we definitely don't need any more speed. Whoa. Whoa there, baby. All right, we're going uphill, so we'll be okay. All right, so essentially you can you can get out of the train in order to do this, which is really cool. Or you can do it from the map, or even I heard you can do it from the camera mode too. So if you want to fly over to a section of track and throw the switch, you can do it just by zooming around like this. All right, so let's see where our change is here. So essentially we're just going to back up onto this track. We don't want to go past there, that red line. If we go past that, then that's going to be a mission fail. So we need to be awfully careful about that. There's the fuel point. So now we see where we're going. Well, it's a really convoluted way to go fuel a train. So now we're over on we're on this track. There's our cars from before. We'll have to go and reconnect with them. Wow, that this gives us a lot of distance to bring up to that fueling point. Okay, let's get ready to stop. Great. Release brake. Oop. Let's make sure we went over the switch there. Oh yeah, wow, that's perfect. So yeah, you can do it from the camera like this, or you can do it from the map mode too, if you'd like to. All right, down onto the ground. Let's grab some fuel. Oh wait, first we got to take the cap off. Okay, good. There we go. That's a pretty short hose. Walk over and let the pump begin. What now? Give me in here. There we go. Boy, marker was off on that one. Instead of it being over here, it was there. And they made us stop all the way up here rather than in the dead center of the... they should have put the marker like right in the middle of this thing. Alright, looks like fuel is all done. That's pretty nice. Pretty fast. Pick up the hose, put it back up there. Okay, apparently that's already taken care of.
Now the locomotive is ready to go. Get it hooked back up to the wagons, and that'll be you done for the day.
Fantastic. Alright, so all we got to do is hook back up to the cargo that we were hauling before. So anyway, I'm going to leave you here, folks. I'll get the rest of the job done, but thank you very much for joining here. I'm going to go ahead and connect back to the other cars, and that's pretty much it, as she mentioned. So thank you, everyone, for watching. You have yourselves a great day, and I will see you for more Train Sim World sometime in the future. Take care. Have a good one. I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.